Alright, in this video I'm going to quickly show you how you can add content such as pictures, text box and such, and then we're going to briefly go over animations because in your final project I want animations on all the slides that you're producing. So first off, I've got two images here that I've already inserted by selecting Picture on the Insert tab. You can go Picture, and I'm going to choose one more, insert it, and then resize it. You can do it by clicking on these little nodes on the corners and then shrinking it down. So as you can see, I've got some large pictures, and what I would like to do is have one picture animate at a time in this area. And the last thing I want to do is insert a text box. So I'm going to click on text box in the Insert tab and then just draw it out, and there it is. So I'm going to type in my work, and from this point on I want you to note that here in the paragraph editing area you can select bullet points, and I recommend that you use bullet points when you're actually building your PowerPoint because you can actually add animations to them. So I'm going to write image 1, and then every time I hit return it's going to write out or create another bullet point, and image 3. So we've got our bullet points and we've got the images. To create animations, you go to the very top, and it's about what, 6 over, select animations, and to add an animation you select on the object you want to add an animation. And before we go anywhere further, click on animation pane, which is right over here near the middle for your screen. It's next to add animation icon right there. And you can actually edit and see your animations as you add them to your PowerPoint. So I'm going to hit add animation, and you get this drop down menu, which is really handy because it actually labels them what kind of animation you're creating, such as entrance, emphasis, and exit. So for this I'm going to add a fade in animation for my first work of art, and then I'm going to select the next one, which is right behind it, and I'm going to add a fade in animation and then add in another fade in animation. So as you can see, and we're going to test it out by hitting PowerPoint preview, every time I hit a space bar a picture appears. But for this purpose I want them one at a time to disappear. So I'm going to hit add animation, fade out, add animation, fade out again, and you can experiment with all the types of animations that we have at our disposal, and fade out and preview. But there's a problem. As you can see, they're all fading in at the same time and then fade out one at a time. What I want to do is have one fade out after the other. So, or one fade out before any other image appears. So I'm going to select the first one, which is, so you go over here. In order to do that, I'm going to have to delete the previous fade outs by right-clicking over them and selecting remove. Now I'm selecting this image, picture 5, and I'm going to hit fade out. But I need to move it back up here. So now you see that the picture 5 fade in and the picture 5 fade out are right next to each other in the animation pane. Next I'm going to select picture 4, add animation, fade out, and move it right underneath picture 4. There it is. And then lastly, all the way in the back, add animation, fade out. So you'll see that next to either graphic you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those numbers indicate the order of clicks. So the events will happen. First click, this image will fade in. Second click, this image will fade out. Third click, this image will fade in. Fourth click, and so on. Test it out. Fade in. And there it is. So it's a very, very powerful feature. Get to know it. If you want to edit the time, duration of either animation, you can do so right up here. Because right here, the duration, 0.5, is actually in seconds. And you can actually change when it happens. So you can connect it to other events. A little more complicated. I suggest for now, if you're new to this, stick with just single click events, fade in, fade out, or you can experiment with some emphasis. So I expect animations on all of your slides, especially the final one when you start to talk about the career of your choice.